What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about MicroStrategy today for Bathroom Guy. That's right, he's the bathroom guy. We're talking about it for you, my friend. Yeah, so MicroStrategy, looking bullish as hell. It's not at new all-time highs technically, right? I think it's been at higher prices than this. Yeah, back in the day, way back in the .com era. Michael Saylor's hit, man. He's with it. Anyways, top to bottom, looking like you want to make you want to reach for the skies. You're worth $1,425 right now. Good job to all you MicroStrategy holders. Good job. You know who you are. 2,446.93. That's your minimum target. You're likely going to exceed that because MicroStrategy is a very bullish stock in itself, but I would think at least 70% more is what you've got, and I think that's attainable potentially in the first half of this year, let alone the second half, let alone next year. We're looking at prices that are all the way, you're looking to 3x, 4x your money, man. $5,000 potentially. Genuinely, you could be setting new all-time highs all the way up to 10,000. You really could be. So I want to kind of compare this real quick, and I'll get into the shorter term time frames in a second, but I want to look and see just kind of what you've done with your extensions, going up, going down. You know, if we take the low here to the high, if I can get the actual low, you know, you went just below your 1618 there, found support at your 1272, wicked below it, sure, but you closed like right above it there, held it more or less, other than this wick, this move down here, tipped the 1618, so a little bit of significance, not a whole lot of significance off of that, but just getting a feel for it here. Let's look at this low to this high. Again, with that 1618 being hit, good job. What about this low to this high? This one went to the 1272 and you came all the way back up. Inevitably went to your 1886 though. Smaller kind of fib thing to look at though. Let's do this one, low to high, 1886, smaller. Maybe something bigger, right? We should look at this one. Top to bottom. I would have thought you'd go to your 1272 there, but you didn't. But inevitably you did. Obviously, you actually held resistance there for a little while. So it does look like a few times you found resistance in that 1272 area. Inevitably, you topped off at the 2272, 2618 area, which you're at right now. But this, I wouldn't consider this a serious fib, really. Not as serious as this one is. So with that being said, I don't think that you're going to see this, the deep extensions. I think as high as you could go would be about $10,000. I think so. But $2,450 is probably going to $2,454 is probably going to be some kind of significant resistance. Okay, it's probably going to be a little bit of resistance. You might consolidate around there and then move up. You might reject it immediately, come back and consolidate down here, and then move up. You might not even reach it, as we saw that one time. You might just kind of like taper off and then come back up and try again some other time. Probably not like that though. That's too much time. So because by the end of the cycle, I would think that you will see this price, which would be middle end of 2025, $5,429. Here you are at $1,425. So MicroStrategy definitely has legs to go. But let's look at the weekly. Let's look at the more immediate term stuff. I really like this weekly RSI. It's very bullish. You kind of are at the top of this resistance channel here, though, right? Or the ascending line of this channel that you're in. It could provide resistance, is what I'm trying to say. You're in this kind of thing, right? You might even be just kind of outside of it, whatever, but I would think that you're getting to the point of exhaustion, or at least immediate exhaustion, right? You definitely have more that you want to go, but seeing a little pullback from here wouldn't be crazy. You kind of already did pull back though, didn't you? You kind of already did. This is a very bullish looking daily RSI. This to me says you want to continue higher. So the weekly's looking a little bit like you're getting to that hot point, but the daily says you've got more to go. So I would say that once the daily looks a little bit more bearish, that's when this weekly exhaustive kind of look is, and it's not exhausted, it looks really strong. I shouldn't say exhausted. I should say like when you've reached your limits, essentially. Like whenever you've literally hit like the maximum that you can go, because you're already at a 90 on your weekly RSI. You can only go 10 points higher. Like you're probably not going to go above this high, which is all the way at 97, which that's impressive enough. So Inevitably, I do think you're going to go higher, but soon, sometime this month probably, you will see somewhat of a correction that might look like this, where you went from 730 all the way down to 434. You might see a significant correction of that magnitude, not just in MicroStrategy, but maybe Bitcoin itself too. But this thing looks like it's good, man. It looks like it's good for immediate continuation. I think inevitably sometime this year you'll be above $2,400, and by the end of the cycle, $5,000 to $10,000, man, is where you're going. So I hope that helps. I hope it wasn't too confusing. If you liked the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for coming, and I will see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.